Hi everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gears, Season 5, Episode 56 with me, Sid. And we're still over here at the shrine. This is what we did last episode, where we put the little dragon figureheads on, and also the Dave figureheads. I might put another figurehead maybe up here, or here, or maybe here, or maybe in both of them, who knows. There's so many options, but there's still a lot of work to do in this thing. We need to put some railings across here, some light sources, same on this level. I probably need to put some lanterns off of some of these Chinese lanterns, and then we actually need to even think about the inside, which I really haven't done. Oh, and windows. We need windows because we haven't got any. So that's kind of going to be a drive for this episode. Some windows. We'll probably put some windows in on some of these as well. I don't think we also need to structurally do all the stuff underneath here. There's work to be done. That's the usual. There's always things to be done. But I'm going to start off with light sources for these 8 corners. And I noticed that Shino has experimented with some of the more lanterns mod, which was, I suppose, a happy coincidence that we added it, because I didn't add it kind of with anybody's build in mind, but Shino discovered and has utilised these. Now for the build down here, it seems to be like, oh, there's a little monk. I don't know whether it's a Buddha or a monk, but anyway, yeah, he's used those, and also these in peridotite. Now I'm going to use these in basalt, but first things first, we are going to need to make a plumb, not a plumb, a plumb and square. This is something we require for this to work, so I'm going to need a bit of flax twine, 2 sticks and some string, and a stone of some description. Now the question is, do we have any flax twine around here that I can just pick up and take, or do I actually need, I'm amazed that this has actually got anything much left in it at all, but it's definitely still there. I wonder whether Chaos has got a piece of flax twine up around. Not seeing any. Let's go and check Chaos's bay. I'm sure Chaos won't begrudge me a whole piece of twine if I can find it. Tell I don't come over here very often. I don't know where everything's stashed. Mortar, chesticles. This is what we need. Some chesticles. Chesticles are where the action is at. Just need to find just a piece of flax twine. Just nothing to see here. Move along. Come on. There's got to be a piece of bloody flax twine somewhere in this lot. You're kidding me. Oak, empty. Fabric. Not flax though. Oop, didn't want that. Flax. You are doing this to annoy me now, aren't you? Come on, there's got to be. I mean, this is lots of blackcurrant wine. This wouldn't seem to be the obvious place to store flax. If I were flax, where would I be? Just need one bit. Just one teensy, weensy piece of flax. Like that. Actually, a stone would come in handy as well while I'm pinching. Gonna have to hunt, aren't I? One stone. Just one stone. Come on, give me a stone. I'll provide my own sticks. Honest. Stonage. Maybe a stone. There we go. Clay. I think we can get away with that. And was it? That. There we go. Plumb line. Now, I don't know where, I'm assuming this doesn't get used up, so let's go and have a look, because we need to make lanterns, basalt lanterns. I am really enjoying the way that's starting to look, and the fact you can see those figureheads from a distance is nice as well. You know how Minecraft has a habit of rendering some entities, it doesn't render fully when they're there. So if we look at this, we can make a whole bunch of things. And the one I want to make is this, but I'm going to make it in basalt. So I need a hammer and chisel and a plumb line. Hammer. And a chisel. And a plumb line. And a thing. See, that plumb line. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. And then if I'm making that, I also need 8 of those, which is going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm making that, which means I need 8 of those, which is hammer, chisel and those, but no plumb line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I also need those, which is going to be plumb line, hammer, chisel, those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to make those, which is going to be plumb line, those. I went back to my base and grabbed some candles. And candles. Oh, there is durability on it. Okay, I may have to go and pinch some more then. But we can take those, and these will immediately just fit nicely on these corner pieces and blend in and just give a bit of illumination. Not like that. Square. Are you going to be a pain? Are you going to be awkward? Don't suppose you can rotate them with a wrench, can you, by any chance? No. I think it must be just some kind of random placement. We're going to have to put up with that, I think. I don't think I'm going to get away with less. Bit annoying, but there you go. It is what it is. But it kind of makes sense. Now, then what we can do is along here, I think we can put a railing. I wasn't going to use basalt. I might actually use, because we haven't got a lot of it. However, we should have quite a reasonable amount of shale. which will allow me to put that in. Leave you there for now. Got you. Have I got a pantograph? I have. Excellent. So the question is, how do I want this to go? Well, I think it needs to be certainly lower down. Let's have a look as we're walking around here. If we were there, I think half height is absolutely the correct thing. And then do I middle it? Yeah, I think so. I've got no idea whether this is period or even architecturally accurate, but it doesn't really matter. It's our imagination at work here. Now my thoughts are, let's just take you and get you up on a wall where I can see you from underneath. So my thoughts kind of go with that, but maybe then we just refine the curve a little bit. Now the question then is, do I really want to do it there, or do I go something more like that? Can't say I dislike it. Right, let's give that a try. There. I don't hate it, and that's good enough. I just saw something. I could have sworn I just saw nope, maybe I'm imagining things. Yeah, I don't hate that. So let us grab some shale and duplicate that along one wall. May have enough to do the entire thing, but I don't think. But I've got more shale blocks down that I can chisel out. So let's see where this takes us, shall we? Not all the way. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not hating it. It's an odd measure, isn't it? That, you know, our measure of success is whether we hate something or not. Bit of a strange mentality us human beings have, really. But we'll get as much as we can done, then I'll go and chisel some more, and I'll duplicate this on the top layer as well. And we can see what that looks like. I think once we've added some windows or some detailing into this wall, that will not look too bad. I mean, I suppose I could. No, I'm just getting. I'm complicating matter. I'm just wondering whether I could actually half that block and actually take that down, which I could do. Definitely, absolutely could do. I'm going to have to examine that now, aren't I? Okay, let me finish this off. I'll be back in a sec. All right, we have got the. It'll teach me to check my work. We've almost got I forgot to do this side, but that I think is a suitable railing. Like I say, don't know whether it is period accurate or, you know, architecturally accurate or in any other way accurate, but we've got that. We've got those lights. Now I am going to need to make more of those decorated Chinese lanterns. In red, and they're actually relatively cheap. That's actually not too bad. Don't really worry about. I can't tell the difference between the blue and the red ones, so but that's fine. I'm not looking for the red ones. We're looking for the plain. I think I'm not worried about the red. I think we're just going for these, aren't we? Which that's fine. So we can get more of those. I should have some, so I've got enough for 7 more, which is not quite enough to do. I'll need more red paper then. But I need to look at these windows. That is something that I think we need to concentrate on. It's going to frame out this, and obviously we're going to recess these back, at least up as far as. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I may take that out. Those are already chiseled, aren't they? Yes. I may take these ones out and replace them with some acacia, just so they kind of stripe across like that. Might make it a little bit easier to decide what to do when I'm pulling these back, because the acacia will be flush and these can all be back level. But I need to go and get some, in quotes, air quotes even, glass. So let us head down to the Arctic and get some glacier ice, and then I need to come up with a design for the windows, because they're going to need a frame. I can't just, well, I could just put a thin sliver of glacier ice in and have done with. I just don't think it will be right. It is going to be cold here because it's summer, which means that this southern one is pretty chilly. However, I don't need, as long as we don't get accosted by any polar bears, then shouldn't take me that long to get a good few dozen or a couple of stacks of blocks. And this does, in my opinion, make a very good glass alternative. It's kind of got a milky quality to it, which yeah, is look at that rift. Oh, and rift activities, of course it is. Well, it's going to be what it is then, isn't it? I'm just going to have to pummel this ice and get it out quick, because I think I'm going to have can't believe I've not already got company. Put a couple of stacks. That should be enough to start us off. I hate those rifts. I'm always so glad when we don't have rifts. The next, whatever I play next, it will not have rift turned on. To be fair, we only really needed rifts for Rustbound Magic, so and I'll be honest, my opinion on Rustbound Magic is it's way too grindy and not powerful enough for what you get out of it. I talk about risk versus reward for some of the dungeons and ruins we do, and you know, there comes a point I think where some of the rewards are not worth the amount of effort and risk. But kind of going hand in hand with risk versus reward comes another concept, which is effort versus reward. You know, people are reward orientated. That's, you know, just a part of human nature. I think we like to be rewarded for our efforts. I probably need to go. I'm getting cold now. And we like to feel like we're valued for our efforts. So, for example, you know, it's nice when you're working. If you work for a living, or if you have any kind of job for a living, you know, it's nice to have a thank you. That's always, you know, welcome from someone, whether it be a customer or a boss or a manager. You know, a simple, sincere thank you can be a lot of an inducement, if you like, for to make you feel better and make you feel good in your work and your life choices. A thank you with a small reward actually often means more to people. Doesn't have to be anything excessive, but just a small reward, you know. In where I work, you know, we had a scheme where you could get nominated for a small Amazon voucher, like 50 or 100 quid Amazon voucher, and that was quite nice because it was, you know, it was a thank you, but it was a thank you that actually had a bit more effort and meaning to it. And then, of course, you know, if you get bonus, if you have company bonus schemes, and you know, you get annual things where you can end up with a fairly sizable bonus, then that's obviously even nicer. Right, what do I want to do for frames? Let me just go and seek a little bit of inspiration. I shall be back in a second. All right, I have a design. It didn't take long. One of the benefits of working with a known culture is you have the advantage that I better go and pay. I was about to wander off out like this was my storage room, and it's not. This is Bulk's shop, so there's a couple more gears worth of stuff there. So the advantage to this is we have got real world examples to draw on, which can be beneficial. Bang and bang. You can have that back. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually start with let's take this back to half, and we can repeat this up further. I just want to get a repeatable pattern. Right, that's as good a starting point as any. We'll grab you, place you in. I almost certainly want my planer, and I will probably want the wedge, which means I will probably want a hammer. Maybe I'll need a hammer, who knows. So we'll grab you and we're going to go so what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can make you 2 thick. Actually no, I think 3 thick. Nah, 2 thick. Like so. I need to slow down a bit. And then we can get this rain needs to go away. It is supposed to be summer and we're in a hurricane. So I'll get a frame. Do I want it to be too like that? Is that too much, or do I want 1 thick? I think 2 thick works. And then we're going to go 1 thick. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's 2, so it's going to be 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then we'll do it 2. Like that. We'll carry on up. And then we'll come out like that. Carry on up a little bit more. And then come out like that. I am working from a reference image. There's nothing magical going on here. And then that will come across here. That will come across there. Can I bring that up a little bit? One more. One more. Then we can grab another piece of this. Can't believe that I've not got my pantograph on me. That's completely out of character for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab you and we'll just paste it there for starters, and then we'll rotate you and you. I've screwed this completely up. There we go. That's more like it. But now Actually, that was probably wrong. I did probably, yeah. Hang on a second. Kind of like that. And we'll copy that. Two. 1, 2. So we can grab, let's have a look, we want you there, but I need to flip you like that, and you there, flip you like that, and you there, flip you, damn it, that kind of looks almost right to me. We take all of this back. Fill in the gaps with ice. And I think that will be our windows. Put some lighting in the middle somehow, and that should look pretty good. Okay, I am going to just get that done. I'll be back in a second. Alright, it hasn't stopped raining on the server all night. I've been at this for a while. In the interest of keeping this episode a little shorter than some of my more recent episodes, I have been a little bit verbose recently, and I'm getting a little bit of stuttering as well. I don't know why, but just put a little bit more decoration down here, get those out of the way. So we've got that. I've thrown some lanterns in just at the top so you can get some idea of what the lighting looks like at night, and it will be, it's not going to be night time for a while, I'm afraid. I could always sleep to make it night time, but let's start in daytime. I've added some wear and tear with foliage coming off the edge. We've got the dragons, we've also got Dave there, another dragon, the sea monster figurehead, and at the top in ebony I've also had the Errol figurehead, the crazy crow from the Desolation. So we've got a fair bit going on. We've got a little bit of beamage, not a lot, and some 3 dimensions there, but lots of windows going in. I also added fences down here just to do that. I need realistically to try and do something with this. What I may do is perhaps something along these lines where we take you, add a little bit of that, and then at about this height, this point, here we can fill that in a little bit, just so it I don't know, does that make more sense? Do you even notice? You know what, I'm of the opinion I don't think you even notice. So I think that's probably overkill. So essentially the outside of this is largely done. I don't think there's anywhere else I really want to add. I've got a couple of lanterns, so I suppose we could take those and put one there, perhaps one at the other side just for symmetry and for a bit more lighting. But I don't think if I get, the problem is you can, it's always the same with these. You can get too obsessed with the detailing, and to the point where you end up with too much, and too much can be as bad as too little. However, I am really happy with that. What I'm not happy with is the fact that I now have to address the thing that I've been putting off, the inside. I need to work out what I'm going to do, what we're going to do in terms of floors. I think in the middle here I'm going to try and make a big gong, maybe. That might be suitable. Upon a plinth, we'll bring the floors down. Here we'll get some stairs that go up from here. They'll kind of go up the side, but we also need to think it just needs a little bit of finagling. And then I need to work out what the hell I'm going to do with the inside and how we're going to get up the inside, because you know, once we're into here, we're into a 7x7, which means that a 3x3 spiral staircasey floor going up would not make much sense until you get up to here, where we get out to a bigger floor area. So perhaps we get away with a spiral staircase. I don't know. I'll have to consider that carefully and things. But I'm really happy with that progress. I hope you like it. I hope Sheena likes it. I don't know whether Sheena, well, I don't think Sheena's even seen the first episode of me starting this yet. That comes out perhaps today, actually. Today as the day that I'm recording this, not the day things, because I'm about 2 weeks ahead of myself at the moment. I've got myself a good little backlog in. But yeah, I think that looks good. I'm happy with it, and then we can bring the path down and we can start to look at things like that. We are going to make more of the lanterns. We're going to, I know, I get the impression that these would probably be the lantern type of choice rather than traditional lanterns, so maybe we'll go there. I do want to have a look at these because they look too half-circly to me, and I'm not casting aspersions as to the veracity of this being how they would look, but I think they would. I think whilst you might have that, you would have more of a curve either side down, maybe two, so you're kind of going up and over and down, and then you have a much more gradual thing with some things. It's all chiselable. Everything's chiselable, and then we just need to figure out what we're going to do with the dragon and what we're going to do with the rest of the space and how big this wall's going to be to extend it, because I get the impression that Shino was probably intending to bring this wall all the way around. I don't know about whether he intended to include any of these hot springs or not. It's it would be a bit far. But yeah, there's work to be done, I think is what we're saying. And on that note, till next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.